In this video, I'm going to talk about a guard passing theory that I feel is extremely important, and that is finding your home base for your passing system. Now, everybody should have a passing system or favorite passes that they like to do. If you don't have that yet, start trying to discover the positions you're most comfortable in when you're inside your opponent's guard, or talk to your coach and ask them and say, hey, what guard passes do you think will work well for me right now? Now, once you have those and you have an idea of the guard passes that you want to do, now what we need to do is we need to find out what our home base position is. Every major guard passing position pretty much has a home base position. And what I mean is, it's not the actual pass, it's the position you want to get into right before you start executing the passing system. A lot of people don't think about it this way. They think about just the passes. They think about just knee cutters. They think about just over-under passes. They think about just leg drags. But they don't think about how are they starting the pass. What position are they getting into before the passes even begin? And that's our home base. If you focus on your home base before anything else, then your passing game is going to increase. So we want to work on setups to get to our home base, not setups for our passes, because without the home base, we're not getting anywhere in the first place. So let me show you some examples of what I mean about getting to a home base, and then I'm going to show you examples of different home base positions. I won't show you every single one because there's a ton of them, but I'm going to show you some of the major ones that I could just think of right off the bat. So here's a good example. I taught this in class not too long ago based on when you watch this video, and we're going to talk about the hand on hip position. This is a home base position. If we're here like this, right, and Russ's back is just down for a second, this position here, like this, is a home base. The reason why it's a home base is because I'm creating a solid position so I can do passes. I can do a bullfighter style pass on him here. I can do staple style passes here. I can do, let's say he starts bringing this leg up, I can do stack pass style passes from here. But I start from that home base the entire time. So when we're rolling, right, I'm not thinking do a bullfighter pass. I'm not thinking do a staple pass, and I'm not thinking do a stack pass. The whole entire time we're rolling, I'm thinking get to my home base. Because now once I'm there, my passing system has been activated. And now I can start employing all my different passes at this point. So when we're here, right, let's say I have double unders. This isn't my home base, so I'll use the double under position, bam, to get to my home base. Let's say he's sitting up. Right? Butterfly guard, right? This isn't my home base. Let's just rotate a little bit this way. This isn't my home base, so I'll push his head, make him post. Then from there, boom, right in my home base. Let's say we're in reverse de la Hiva, right? We just kind of turn this way. I clear his leg off, put the hand on the hip here, then from there, shuffle, break the grip off, boom, now I'm in my home base. Then I can start working my passes. So I just gave you three quick demos on how I went from 3 different situations to get the same exact home base. That is our goal. When you're rolling and you're trying to pass someone's guard, don't just focus on the pass. Focus on what's going to happen, what position you need to be in before the pass even needs to happen. So if I like this hand on hip position, that's my goal. I might not even be good at any of these passes, but if I get good at getting to this home base, from so many different scenarios, my passes will get better from this situation. That's what happened with this type of passing system. I used to not play this passing system, and then I was like, okay, seems like a strong passing system. So what I did is I just got to the home base every time. I just kept getting there and getting there and getting there, and then boom, I was able to start working passes and passing systems off of it. So that's what we want to focus on. And I'm going to give you some quick examples of different home base positions that some you may know and some that you may not even have thought of before. Another home base position that I use is I literally use the double under position as a home base. So when we're here like this, right, let's say he was even just in like open guard, opening his legs, boom, I use this as a home base. Some people think of this as a passing position. To me, it's a home base. The reason being is because now I can do sit-outs. I can come through, I can staple. I can switch to a completely different passing system. I can come here, step back, come over, switch to my over-under pass. Except it all starts off of the double under position. That's my home base from there. So when we're rolling, this is my system. My goal isn't to do over-under passes. It's not to do stack passes or slide passes. It's to get to the double under position. Because now that I'm in the double under position, I'm in my home base. I can activate my passing system, and then I can start working my passes. Combat base. Everybody knows combat base unless you're a pure beginner. And we're here. So I was able to open up his guard. Boom, now I'm here. This is my home base. Now I can start doing stack passes on him. I can switch to double under passes, or I can switch to a different home base. That's when we're getting really advanced. We're going from one home base to the next. Or I can do my staple passes. From here, I can come through and do my long step passes. I can do lots of different things from here. I can switch to low-level X passes. But it all starts from my home base, which is my combat base here. Another situation is this position here. So if we're here like this, let's say Russ has me in the De La Riva guard. So I come here, boom, I kick out, and now I get this position here. This is a very good home base. I believe Rafael Lovato calls this the headquarters position. They're all home bases to me. So this is, they're basically sitting on the person's shin. This is a very good home base position. I can start working X passes. I can start working folding passes. I can start working long step passes from here. But they all start from this home base. So my goal isn't to do the passes. It's to get to this home base. Feel comfortable getting to this home base from so many different situations, and then go for my passes. Let's say we weren't playing De La Riva and I'm inside a Z guard. Here, I'm inside a Z half guard. Look, I can pick up his leg. Bam, where are we? We're back in the same position. I'm now in my home base. Now I can do my X passes. I can do my long step passes. I can do lots of different things from here. I can do my folding passes and so on and so forth, because this was my home base position here. Let's talk about the knee cutter, right? Knee cutter position. Home base is pretty simple, just people have trouble doing it. We want to do the home base, and then we want to work with our arms based on particular situations. So let's say we rotate a little bit here. I was able to get to like a half guard position. My home base is here. Popping this knee out. Popping this knee out and keeping my elbow on top of my thigh. This is my home base. Elbow on top of my thigh, because now he can't get the Z half guard. And now I have my home base position. I can use this to get into other home base positions, like picking him up. Or I can use this to start killing his armpit and start working my pass from here, so on and so forth. If we're playing with the gi on, I could get a cross face on him and start working my passes from here. But this knee pop out position is a very strong home base. Or for example, let's say we're here, my knee's still popped out. I can use this to set up shin cutters, but it's all the same, I still pop my knee out. That position was a home base for me. Now my home base may be a different variation than yours. But the point is, you find a position that you're comfortable with, so in that way you can activate whatever passing system is revolved around that. And like I said, at very high level, you have separate home bases. So I have like different passing systems I like to do. I've been liking the hand on hip passing system a lot. And one of the main reasons I like it a lot is because it's closely related to my over-under passing system. I can go right to my double under position if I want to, or I can go right to my hand on hip passing system. But I take both the home bases and we work them together. All right? So now we're developing like an army of passes at this point. One last scenario here is half guard. So inside Russ's half guard, this is another home base position here, where I drop my hip down. I can either come here, or I can come here like this and bring my knee up, or so on and so forth. So the hip drop position is another home base. You see tons of people coming here. I can come here, I can get an underhook on him and switch back. All those things started from the hip drop position, because that was my home base. That's a very common situation. You'll see tons of people drop their hip down inside half guard, so they can start doing whatever passes that they like to do, a whole entire passing system. Another passing system, home base would be if I like doing the step back pass. we can maybe make that part of a home base, or we can make that a home base in itself. So those are just some examples, but hopefully I get the point across where it's not the actual passing movements that are the most important in the beginning. It's finding the home base for each major pass and then going from there. The fortunate thing is you'll have like 5 passes that'll have the You'll have 5 passes that have the same home base. So that's the fortunate thing, is a lot of passes will have the same home base. And the good thing too is once you discover that, then you're like, wow, man, I have a serious passing system here now. So focus on this theory. I believe it's going to help you a lot in regards to your passing. And if you have any questions or comments, post below.